I'll be telling the different positions in some instances and not doing them with you just because I can't, but hopefully it'll be understandable and you'll be able to follow me. And today is Friday, so we're going to be doing flow. We might be doing some power options. If we do, I probably won't be doing them with you, but and then nobody has to do them actually. Obviously, everything is optional. So anyway, let's get started though with the soles of our feet together, knees out wide, starting to move down on our backs, allowing our knees to fall open with gravity, allowing our shoulders to fall open with gravity as well. Starting to connect with the breath. Breathing into a 4 count, holding to a 4 count, and exhaling to a 4 count. And as you breathe, breathe in through the belly, up through the ribs, the lungs, all the way to the tops of your throats. And then exhale in the opposite direction from the tops of your throats down through the ribs, the lungs, all the way to your bellies, as though you're wringing water from a washcloth, bringing navel into spine. Again, perhaps place your right hands on your bellies and your left hands on your hearts to track the breath as it moves through your bodies. And let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now allow your breathing to come naturally to its own rhythm. Allow the warmth of your breath to go to any area of your body that is tense or sore, and allow the breath to relieve the tension or soreness that is there. Imagine your breath gathering up all of the tension and soreness in your bodies and breathing it out so that you begin to feel peaceful and relaxed. Any distracting thoughts or feelings that you may have, allow them to be sent out with the breath. And as you breathe, allow yourselves to go deeper and deeper into this state of calm, knowing that you are in control at all times. Connect with a personal intention for this practice. That intention could be physical, mental, or spiritual. And it could be for you or for someone you love. Seal that intention with one deep inhale and one deep exhale. Good job. Then from here, go ahead and inhale those arms and knees to center. Exhale as your knees fall to the left, arms to the right. Look over that right shoulder and breathe. Again, breathing into this simple twist, releasing toxins, massaging our internal organs. Inhale back to center. Exhale as those knees fall to the right, arms to the left. Look over that left shoulder and breathe. Again, breathing into this simple twist, opening up those left obliques. And smile, it's Friday. Inhale back to center, wrap your arms around your knees, grab opposite elbows, rock back and forth, massaging your lower backs and your kidneys. And then grab your insteps, drag your knees down towards your shoulder blades. Push up with your feet, pull down with your hands in happy baby, maybe rocking back and forth, massaging your lower backs and your kidneys. And smile. Again, it's Friday, it's beautiful out. I might be getting this horrible cast off on Wednesday. We'll see. Not that I won't have something else, but good job. And come back to center. Place your soles of your feet on the mat, arms out wide. Inhale first, exhale as your knees fall all the way down to the left. Open up those hips, open up those thighs. Windshield wipers. Inhale back to center, exhale all the way down to the right. Again, opening up those hips, opening up your thighs. One more time, inhale to center, exhale down to the left. Inhale back to center, and exhale down to the right. Good job. Inhale back to center, bend your knees, flex your feet. We're at a 90-degree angle. Inhale first, exhale down to the left, but don't touch this time. Inhale to center, exhale down to the right, but don't touch. Again, working those obliques. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Now you can do either 2 more or 7 more of these depending on where you are in your practice. Again, with the breath. The breath is your power. 1 more if you're stopping after 5, 6 more if not. You should have 3 more if you haven't already stopped. Again, with the breath. One more if you're following us. And then draw those knees back to center. Wrap your arms around them. Rock back and forth. Massage your lower backs and your kidneys. Good job. Then extend those legs as you exhale. Roll over onto your left side. Left elbow, left palm of your hand down. Inhale that right knee in. Grab your instep. Exhale, extend above you in infinity pose. Breathing in and out. Shoulders are back and down as much as possible. Inhale that right knee in. Exhale, extend below you. Roll over onto the right side. Right elbow, right palm of your hand down. Inhale that left knee in, grab your instep. Exhale, extend above you. Drag that left shoulder back and down. Breathing in and out. Inhale that left knee in. Exhale, extend below you. Draw your knees in. Place your hands behind your thighs. Spinal rolls from shoulder to tailbone and back again, allowing each vertebrae to come back into alignment. Again, we'll do 3 or 4 of these and arrive at the tops of our mats in Sukhasana. Simple seated pose. Good job, everyone. And then from here, inhale that left arm all the way up. Exhale down to the right, onto that right elbow. Look up towards the ceiling. Drag that left shoulder back and down. Drag that left hip down. Breathe into those left obliques, opening them up. And smile. It's Friday. Inhale back to center. Exhale first. Inhale that right arm all the way up. Exhale down to the left, onto that left elbow. Drag your right shoulder back and down. Drag that right hip down. Breathe into those right obliques and open them up. Releasing toxins. And allowing us to feel happy as we do, joyful, grateful that this operation is over with. Inhale back to center, exhale first. And then from here, inhale first, exhale as you extend those legs in front of you. Flex your feet. Make sure that you remove anything that's underneath your sit bones, any of that fatty tissue or muscular tissue. Inhale both arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Hinge at the hips, reach, 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 reach. Place your hands on either side of your calves. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale down into Dandasana, staff pose. Chin to shin, and then just curl in. Inhale as you walk those hands back again. Exhale as you bend that left knee. Drag your left heel to your sit bone. Inhale, both arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips, reach, 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 chin to shin. And then just curl in. Inhale as you walk those hands back again. Exhale as you draw that knee up. Place your left shoulder at the same height as that left knee. Reach back with your left hand. Reach back with your right hand. And then sit up. Opening up your heart, dragging those shoulders back and down. Keeping your right foot flexed. And smile. Inhale back to center. Exhale first. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale as you bend your elbow and place it on the outside of your left knee. Open up to the back of the room, placing that left hand behind you. Make a mudra with your right fingers if this is in your practice. Twisting, releasing toxins, massaging your internal organs. But you have to remember to breathe. Good job. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you extend that leg. Shake it out. Inhale first. Exhale as you bend that right knee, dragging your right heel to your sit bone. Flex that left foot. Inhale, both arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward in half dandasana. Reach, 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 chin to shin. And then just curl in. Inhale as you walk those hands back again. Exhale as you draw that knee to center. Place your shoulder so that it's at the same height as your right knee. Reach back with your right hand. Reach back with your left as well. And then maybe take a bind. Open up. Opening that heart as much as possible, keeping that left foot flexed, and breathe. Shoulders back and down. Exhale forward. Place that right shoulder so that it's at the same height as that right knee. Oh, I already did that. Sorry. Inhale that left arm up. And then exhale as you bend your elbow, placing it on the outside of your right knee. Open up to the back of the room, twisting, releasing toxins, massaging your internal organs. But you have to remember to breathe. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you extend that right leg. Shake it out. Good job. Inhale, both arms all the way up. Exhale as you twist to the right, opening east and west. Drag that left elbow down towards the outside of your right knee. Make mudras with both sets of fingers. Drag your shoulders back and down. Open up your torso as much as possible. Again, and smile. This should be fun and it should feel really good. Again, I am so grateful for yoga in my life, especially right now. I wouldn't be able to probably play tennis, although I could since I'm left-handed. There are lots of things that I might not be able to do, but I can still do yoga. Inhale back up to center. Exhale as you twist to the left. Drag that right elbow down. Lift that left arm. Make mudras with both sets of fingers. And smile. Again, it's Friday. It's beautiful out. Breathing in and out. Shoulders come back and down as you do this. Inhale back to center. And exhale those arms down again. Good job. Cross your legs. We're in Sukhasana. Inhale, that left arm up and over. Find that right ear. And then exhale over to the left. Keep your right fingertips on the mat, just touching so that you don't move over too far. Keep your neck safe. And breathe. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale down. Excuse me, that's the left one. Inhale that right arm up. Reach over, find that left ear, and exhale over to the right. Breathing in and out. Opening up that left side of your neck. And smile. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale down. Good job. Place your hands on the mat. Roll up into table. In table, our shoulders are above our wrists. Our hips are above our knees. And if we look between our legs, we should see our feet. So we're going to move into cat-cow right now. Inhale first. As you drag your spines down, look up towards the ceiling. And exhale. Into cat. Drag your spines up, gaze at your navels. Inhale. Into cow. Look up towards the ceiling. Drag those spines down as much as possible. And exhale. Cat. Come back to a flat back. Now I'm going to move back on my heels, but I want you to move into sunbird. So inhale as you extend that left arm. Right leg goes back. Flex your foot. This is a balanced position, looking out just beyond the mat. Breathing in and out in sunbird. Good job. Slowly wrap that left arm around, bend your right knee, grab your right ankle if this is in your practice, and pull up into modified dancer, modified bow pose. Opening up that heart as much as possible as you do. Exhale down. Left hand, right knee, come back down to the mat. Inhale as you extend that right arm. Left leg goes all the way back. We're in sunbird again, looking out just beyond the mat. Arm is extended, thumb is up. Breathing in and out. Wrap that right arm around. Bend your left knee. Grab onto your left ankle and pull up into modified dancer, modified bow pose. Breathing in and out, opening those hearts as much as possible through the breath. Good job. Exhale as that right hand, left knee come back down to the mat. We're back in table. Good job. And then from here, place your toes together, knees as wide as the mat. Inhale first. Exhale as you drag your hips down towards your heels, walking those hands out, placing your third eye on the mat, maybe rocking it back and forth, opening it up in Balasana, child's pose, with Baddha Konasana knees. And again, breathing in and out as you do. If this position is impossible, it's always okay to keep your knees directly underneath your torso. Sometimes it's hard on your hips to be able to open this much. Wherever you are is perfect. Again, dragging your hearts down towards the mat as you do. Inhale as you come up on your fingertips, look towards the front of the mat. Exhale as you walk your hands all the way to the right as far as you can, and then melt. Inhale back to center. And then exhale as you walk them all the way to the left. And then melt. Again, we're breathing into our obliques each time, this time into our right obliques. Inhale back to center. And then from here, press into the mat as you come back into table. Curl those toes under and sit back on your heels. Maybe making infinity symbols with your wrists if you're not me. You can do this, or you can maybe balance by coming up on your tippy toes, drawing your hands to Anjali Mudra. Again, we're here for about a minute. You can also draw those hands behind you, touching your fingertips and then pushing them up towards the crowns of your heads, interlacing your thumbs, opening up those shoulders as you do so, opening up your wrists and your fingers. And again, do as I say, not as I do. But right now, the most important part is opening up those toes so that we can open them for practice. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Rock forward on your elbows. Slap. Good job. And then from here, curl your toes under, lift your hips, drag your chest back towards your thighs, plant those palms into the mat, plant that area between your index finger and thumb into the mat as well. We're in our first Ardha Mukha Shavasana of the day, downward facing dog. Maybe walking the dog, lifting first one heel and then the other, dragging the other heel down towards the mat, stretching out those calf muscles, breathing in and out. Good job, everyone. And then from here, walk your feet forward halfway. Inhale that right arm all the way up. And exhale as you cross under, grabbing that left ankle. Now you can stay here, or you can move into a standing splits by inhaling that right leg up behind you as high as you can. Again, this is a balance. Breathing in and out. Exhale down. Inhale that right arm all the way up. And exhale down so that it's beside your left hand. Good job. Staying where you are. Inhale that left arm all the way up. Exhale, cross under, grabbing that right ankle. You can stay here in a twist, or you can inhale that left leg up behind you as high as you can in a standing splits. Again, we can pull into that ankle to rise higher as well. Exhale that left leg down. Inhale that left arm all the way up. And exhale down. Good job. And then from here, let's go ahead and walk those feet back so that you are back in Ardha Mukha Shavasana. Bend your knees, hover so that you're on your tippy toes, hovering in bear pose. Breathing in and out. And then step or jump up to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway up to Ardha Tadasana, shoulders back and down. Exhale down to Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Let's do that again, making space. Inhale halfway up to Ardha. Exhale down to Uttanasana. Inhale all the way up, swan dive backwards. Hands come together. Slight back bend. And hands come to Anjali Mudra. Bowing our heads in honor of our practices. Good job, everyone. I'm going to just adjust this just slightly. Also going to put a little bit more music on. Can't hear anything now. And then from here, let's go ahead and move into a balanced position. Starting in Tadasana, mountain pose. All four corners of your feet are growing into the earth. Lift your toes, calf muscles moving inwards, thighs are moving inward, pelvis down the back, abdomen is in. Our shoulders are back and down. The crowns of our heads are moving towards the heavens. And our hands are open to receive in Tadasana. Again, in Tadasana, you should feel as though you could hold this position for 2 days and never get tired. If you feel that you would be tired in any part of your body, make an adjustment and smile. Find that drishti, your focal point, and make sure that you're looking at your drishti and not at me or not at anyone else who's on the Zoom meeting. Good job. Hands come to Anjali Mudra. Come up on those right tippy toes. Draw that right heel to your left ankle, to your left calf, or all the way up to your left thigh. Vrikshasana A, B, or C. Grow those branches overhead into Talasana or palm tree. Pinky fingers in. Extend those arms. Draw those hands into the Utthita, fingertips together, and exhale down. Draw that knee into a marching position. Flex your foot. Inhale those arms all the way up into stork. Pinky fingers in. Utthita. And down. Take a giant step back and a diagonal, moving into pyramid. Draw your hands back to Venus Mudra. Shoulders back and down. Inhale first. Exhale, humbly bow yourselves all the way down over that left knee. Maybe allow those wrists to fall towards the center of the room with gravity. Release, place your hands on either side of that left foot. Inhale halfway up. Look towards the front of the room. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down and maybe grab onto your ankle, pull yourselves in even more. Deeper stretch in pyramid. Inhale, both arms all the way up. Hands come together above you. Exhale those hands down to Anjali Mudra. Inhale as you bend that left knee, coming through into a marching position with that right leg. Flex your foot. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And exhale down. Good job. Shake it out. We'll do the other side now. Starting in Tadasana, once again, mountain pose. All four corners of your feet are growing into the earth. Draw your hands to Anjali Mudra. Come up on those left tippy toes. Draw your left heel to your right ankle, to your right calf, or all the way up to your right thigh. Inhale those arms up overhead. Into Talasana or palm tree, pinky fingers in. Utthita and down. Draw that left knee into a marching position. Flex your foot. Inhale both arms all the way up into stork. Utthita and down. Take a giant step back at a diagonal, moving into pyramid. Draw your hands to Venus Mudra, shoulders back and down. Inhale first. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Reach, 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 reach with those chins all the way down into pyramid. Release those hands. Place them on either side of that right foot. Inhale halfway up. Look towards the front of the room. Exhale down to Uttanasana. Inhale up. Exhale down again. Uttanasana, but this is pyramid. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Maybe grab onto your ankle if you'd like to. Pull yourselves in. Inhale all the way up. Swan dive backwards. Hands come together. Exhale down to Anjali Mudra. Inhale as you bend that right knee, stepping forward into a marching position. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And exhale down. Good job. Shake it out. Standing up at the tops of your mats. Take a giant step back with that left foot. Toes out, heels in this time. We're moving into goddess. Inhale, both arms all the way up above you. 5-point star. Exhale as you drag those elbows back and down, knees back and down. Pelvis bone comes in, lift your toes. flat back. Look up towards your third eye in goddess. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down again. This time, maybe one more inch. Draw that tailbone in. Lift those toes and smile. Inhale up. Draw those hands to Venus Mudra. Toes in, heels out. Inhale first. Exhale, humbly bow yourselves all the way down. Good job. Release your hands, place them on the mat, and maybe spread your legs just a little bit more. Inhale halfway up to Ardha. Exhale as you walk those hands backwards, drawing the crowns of your heads down towards the mat. Breathing in and out. We're moving into Prasarita Pardhatanasana. Walk those hands out as you inhale. Exhale first. Inhale that left arm all the way up. Exhale, cross under, grabbing your thigh, your calf, or your ankle. Look up underneath your right shoulder. Inhale that right arm up. Bend your elbow. Find that left hip crease and breathe. Breathing into Prasarita Pardhatanasana. Again, drag those shoulders back and down. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale down. Inhale that left arm all the way up. And exhale down. Good job. Inhale that right arm all the way up. Exhale as you cross under. Grabbing your left thigh, left calf, left ankle. Inhale that left arm up. Bend your elbow. Find that right hip crease. And breathe. Breathing into Prasarita Pardhatanasana. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale down. Inhale that right arm all the way up. And exhale down. Good job. Inhale first. Exhale as you bend that left knee, extending that right leg, flexing your right foot. We're moving into Flying Monkey. Again, in Flying Monkey, you can stay here. You might want to try bringing those hands to Anjali Mudra or all the way up overhead. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to do this today. But wherever you are is perfect. Again, you can keep those hands on the mat if you'd like to. I think I'm going to today. And then from here, using the strength of your legs, draw yourself up to the top of the mat in Flying Monkey on the right side. Again, flex that left foot. Hands can come to Anjali Mudra if you like, or they can come up overhead if this is in your practice. This is my easier side. Wherever you are is perfect. And then from here, swivel to the front. And then from here, walk that right foot all the way across to the left. Right knee down, left top of foot down. Inhale as you take Venus Mudra, if this is in your practice. Shoulders back and down. Exhale as you humbly bow yourselves. Coming down on that left cheek if this is in your practice. In resting pigeon. Again, it's always possible to do this on your backs. I'm going to adjust the camera if you'd like to. Either way is fine. You can also be on your elbows. Wherever you are is perfect because we're opening up that right hip, releasing any unwanted emotion that you may be storing there. Again, breathing in and out in resting pigeon. Slowly inhale as you walk those hands back again, coming off on that right hip. Swing that left leg all the way around. Left foot is parallel to your right thigh. Bring that right foot in and that right elbow in. Inhale that left arm up and around. Find your right hip crease. Possibly take a bind if this is in your practice. Don't feel like you have to. And smile in the Mariandrasana twist, releasing toxins, massaging our internal organs. Inhale back to center. Release your legs and shake them out. Come up to the tops of your mats in Malasana, Yogi Squat. Again, growing all four corners of your feet into the mat, lifting your toes if you can. Possibly rocking forward, placing your hands just in front of you, coming up on your tippy toes, placing the backs of your biceps just below your knees, moving into Bakasana or crow pose, lifting your toes, looking towards the front of the room. Again, you can either stay there or you can inhale from your root to your sacral, to your solar plexus, to your heart, to your throat, to your third eye, all the way up to your crown chakra. And exhale down again. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Place your hands on the mat. Inhale halfway up to Ardha. And then from here, take a giant step back with that right foot. Walk that left foot all the way across. This is a little more difficult for me because I don't have enough hands here. Inhale as you walk those hands back, coming into Venus Mudra. Exhale as you come forward, placing that right cheek on the mat if this is in your practice. Again, in resting pigeon, you can be here, you can be on your backs, you can be wherever it feels comfortable. Obviously, we also know how to do resting pigeon up the wall. It's also possible to do it on a chair by crossing that leg over onto the opposite knee and then folding forward. Wherever you are is perfect. Opening up that left hip this time, releasing any unwanted emotion that you may be storing there. Inhale as you walk those hands back again, coming off on that left hip. Swing that right leg all the way around. Right foot is parallel to your left thigh. Bring that left foot in and that left elbow in. Inhale that right arm up and around. Drawing that left hip crease and breathe. Dragging those shoulders back and down as much as possible. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you release those legs. Shake it out. Good job. We're going to be moving down onto our backs. Make sure that you have a block handy. First of all, bend your knees. Arms are out on either side. Inhale as you lift those knees, flex your feet. We're in boat pose. Maybe grab onto your toes and extend your legs. Drag your shoulders back and down. In this boat pose modification. Slowly bend your knees. Arms are out on either side of your knees. Inhale first. Exhale inch by inch. Vertebrae by vertebrae down to the mat. And when you get there, draw those knees in for a much deserved hug. Rock back and forth. Massage your lower backs and your kidneys. Again, and smile. Place your heels just below your sit bones. Take your block in hand. Inhale as you push those hips up. Place your block under your sacrum. On the highest, the second or the third levels, wherever you are is perfect. Opening up that lower back. Again, you can have your arms beside your torso. You can draw them up overhead. You can walk those feet out so that you're on your heels. Wherever you are is perfect. Maybe in a T formation, as I say, or a mushroom formation, or in a supported bridge, which is where we are now. Releasing that lower back. Inhale as you push those hips up. Release the block and exhale down again, inch by inch. And then from here, we're either going to move into legs straight up, which is what I'm going to do, or push those hips up into a shoulder stand, walking your shoulders under. I'm definitely not doing a shoulder stand today, unfortunately. Someday soon, though. Breathing in and out, allowing the circulation to come back down to your vital organs, back down to your brain. If you are in a shoulder stand, you might want to go ahead and allow your toes to come all the way overhead in halasana or plow pose. Maybe grab onto your toes in upside down dandasana. Possibly bend your knees, placing them around your ears in ear pressure pose or snail pose, blocking out exterior noise. And then inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming back down to the mat. Draw those knees in for a hug, rock back and forth. Cross that right leg over left, wrap your feet. Arms out east and west. Inhale first. Exhale as those knees fall down to the left. Look over that right shoulder. Inhale back to center, unwrap, unwind, give yourselves a hug. And then cross that left leg over right. Wrap your feet, arms out east and west. Inhale first. Exhale as those knees fall down to the right. Look over that left shoulder and breathe. Inhale back to center, unwrap, unwind, give yourselves a hug. Inhale through your noses, side out, inhale. One more time, inhale. And with that intention, allow your legs to come out as wide as the mat or wider. Arms are down beside your torso, palms are up to receive, down to ground. Starting to relax. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your ankles. Relax your calves, relax your knees, relax your thighs. Relax your hips, relax your torsos, relax your fingers. Relax your hands, relax your wrists, relax your forearms. Relax your elbows, relax your upper arms, relax your shoulders. Relax your necks, relax your jaws, relax your cheeks. Relax your foreheads. Relax the crowns of your heads. Just relax. Start to bring movement back to your fingers and your toes by wiggling your toes and maybe touching each finger with your thumb. Reach your arms overhead, extend through your feet, giving yourselves a full body stretch and filling your lungs with your breath. Then exhale as you draw those knees in for one final compassionate hug, rocking back and forth. Slowly roll over to the right side in the fetal position and remain here for a few breaths. Then using the strength of your arms, come back to a seated position, facing the front of the room, legs are crossed, hands are at Anjali Mudra, heads are bowed in honor of your practices. From the place deep in my soul that I know to be pure and true, I bow to and honor that same place that resides within each of you. Thank you so much for coming to practice yoga with me on this beautiful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. So glad to see you today. And I will see you on Monday. It's going to get easier and easier. Wednesday should even be easier because I might be able to bend my elbow then, which will be really nice. But anyway, it's great to see you.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Have a great weekend,
weekend.
everybody.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.